What is up, guys? We are live. Zach in here.
Rick in here.
And we're excited today, guys. We are going to be breaking down the ultimate broke to millionaire guide for wholesaling real estate. Let me tell you something right now. I started out broke, became a millionaire with the power of real estate wholesaling. What about you?
Well, I thought I was doing well, and I got on that corporate yo-yo wheel and did my 9-to-5 grind and played with the Joneses. And at 33, I decided I was broke.
Yeah.
I wasn't only financially broke, I was mentally broke because I tried everything. I tried to go to school. I did exactly what my parents said. And it just took me at 33, for God's sakes. I'm not even using that. I hate the word woke because I don't want to be mixed up with like any other crowd, but I had an epiphany at 33. I go, I can't tolerate this anymore.
Exactly. And I'm telling you, we started out no money here. And we did a journey of no money and bringing it all into fruition with the power of wholesaling real estate. So we dedicate this episode today on teaching you how to go from broke to a millionaire in wholesaling.
And guys, it's 100% doable. People tell you it's an uphill battle and all that. They're just like, honestly, if you want it, it's not money standing in your way. It's your will to do it. It's your moxie to do this. So I'm proof. He's definitely proof. A lot of people go, oh, yo, Zach had a silver spoon in his mouth. I'm telling you, dude.
Well, let me tell the story real quick.
Yeah, okay.
So guys,
Wait.
I get told this all the time. Oh, Rick taught you that you don't count. And here's the thing. Let me address this straight off the bat. Rick did teach me everything I know about wholesaling. But let me explain this. I have such an unfair advantage from him teaching me all he knew in wholesaling real estate that I decided I could have hoarded the content or I could have given it out for free. This is why I am behind a live stream right now teaching guys how to do this stuff for free. Oh, Zach, you do YouTube ad revenue. Well, let me explain this really quick. The YouTube privacy policy clearly states if you have over, I believe, 1,000 or 5,000 subscribers, YouTube will show ads on your channel no matter what.
If you elect to or not to, right?
You don't, the privacy policy says you have to.
Yeah.
So that's number one, right? Hey, oh, you make money on this. This is why you're a fraud. You're a part of us. We are not. Number two, Zach, you have a PropStream link. You have a batch leads link. Guys, we try to break even on this channel. We have an 8K cinema camera. We have hundreds of thousands in this thing.
Yeah, we got an investment.
So when someone says, oh, Zach, Rick taught you everything. You're doing this to make a profit. You're here to do it. Guys, I do it for free. So let me tell you this right off the bat, guys. Anyone saying that I'm a guru, I am not a guru. My definition is different than anyone else's. Second, I teach this real estate business absolutely for free. Rick and I have dedicated years off of our life to teach this absolutely for free. So this video is all about teaching the people that have been abandoned from these real estate gurus. If they don't have money to give to them, they cannot learn this business. You know what keeps me up at night? Knowing the people that could have never changed their life in tough situations because a guru wanted to charge them money to learn this business for one-on-one training. That's why today we're going to break down how to become broke to a millionaire in wholesaling real estate. And most importantly, I'm going to say this, most importantly, if you're out here and you have the hustle and the ambition, I don't care what kind of money you have. I care about your hustle and your grind and your dedication for the work. If you want this hard enough, we will give you one-on-one mentorship for free. And that's what we're doing today. We're doing free one-on-ones. We do this every single week. We're doing 2 this week because I feel like today it is the time to go and share and change people's lives. Guys, we've had people like Dylan come on here. Guys, what, $13,000, $14,000 deal absolutely for free. Yeah. I remember boy Brandon over here from Fort Pierce. He's getting deals absolutely no payment at all. Guys, we're teaching this business for free. I'm here to change people's lives. You're here to change people's lives. That's what we're doing today. We dedicate our lives. We dedicate time out of our lives to help you guys out for free because there's nobody who has a voice for you in this industry.
And you know what?
Everyone wants your money.
I want to tell you guys, listen, I used to coach. I've seen both sides. And honestly, that's how I started. So I'm not, we get these semis, guru, anti-guru. I've seen both sides of the coin. I know everything that goes on with this. We have chosen a path through my experience and his ambition and expertise. both of us flip property. It's what we do. It's what we're most passionate about, particularly wholesaling. I'm never going to stop doing
We
it.
run a 7-figure business. We don't need your money.
Okay. Number two, because we choose a different path to monetize does not make us an enemy. Okay. How many people in this country, like you all know what yesterday was, right?
MLK,
Martin Luther King, he chose a different path. He was vilified.
Now, I'm not going to compare him to us.
I'm not comparing him, but I'm just saying, I'm giving you, sometimes things need to be changed. Okay. For the last 20 years, this business has one way. It's pay for play. This is the only way. If you don't have skin in the game, you're not serious. And those of you that do it, the free business model, you attract negativity and toxicity. Dude, I'm going to tell you what, you guys prove that we don't. Because we've chosen a different model and a different path. We are in it for the long haul.
People talk about mentors. You've taught me from a very young age what MLK stood for and the courage that he did when no one else would protect him. Now, he had his community behind him, but he was a man with all the adversity he had in his life, the opposition he had. He went through probably one of the craziest struggles ever. Injustice he saw in the world, and he had the courage to go change it. And today, everyone can reap the rewards. We have a lot of things we have to fix in our country, but you have taught me that from a young age. And these are the people I look up to. And these are the people that I get a lot of my inspiration from. So when I'm in wholesaling real estate and I see people that are they're being told they can't learn this business for free and they're broke and there's no choice, I gain that advantage from you, and I'm here to give it to you guys. So let's break it down. Let's talk about how to become broke to a millionaire in wholesaling real estate. Now, you could be in any market in the United States. There's definitely different ways that you can go from broke to a millionaire in wholesaling. Do you agree?
A million ways.
There's a million ways. So when I say this, we need to know that wherever you are in the country, it's a little bit different. That's why we're doing one-on-ones today, really. So we can do one-on-one for you and see how can I help you specifically go from broke to millionaire. I can't tell you to do bandit signs because bandit signs might work in Missouri, but let's say you're in Phoenix, Arizona. That ain't going to work too well there, right? So what I can tell you is that's why we're doing one-on-ones today. But generally, guys, government lists are going to be your best. But guys, I'm jacked today. I'm telling you, this is the time. I'm here to help everybody out. Nobody has a voice as a broke wholesaler, and I want to be that voice for the people. Nobody has your back. You've been abandoned. I'm here to help you guys out absolutely for free and let you go. Guys, I'm ready. Everybody knows I'm here to help. We have the men behind us, Macho Man Randy Savage behind us. He is behind us on this. And I'm jacked. Guys, you know this is the time for me to change everyone's life, change the wholesaling real estate. This is the battle for wholesaling real estate today. Guys, I've been this jacked in a very long time. And for you to get on my level, there's only one thing I know. Do it. We got to get out of bed and get it going, guys. Let's get it going. I want to hear you guys jacked up.
Crank it up.
Give me a Ric Flair. Let's go. Woo!
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up, and get the guy go. Time to wake up, bitch, get up. Get up, get up.
Let's go. Woo! All right, I need help from you. I need 2 claps and a Ric Flair.
Dude, I'm
ready?
Terrible. Ready?
Woo! We're ready to go, guys. We're jacked up. And you don't know who I am. I'm Zach Ginn. I'm a real estate entrepreneur, wholesaler, investor, everything. I'm 22 years old. This is my dad, Rick Ginn. He taught me how to get into wholesaling. We run a 7-figure operation here in the Treasure Coast of Florida. And we are excited to share exactly how to get into wholesaling real estate for free. We don't have any upsells. We don't sell you a course. There's no way you can put a credit card in any of our websites or courses. We teach it all for free.
Yeah. So that's Port St. Lucie for you guys and like that area. Guys, there's nobody bigger than us in this area. Like, give them to me because I go to every title company. I talk to everybody person. I'm not saying it to brag. It's just, I do this business. No, am I the richest wholesaler? No. But you know what? I get so much financial freedom, so much freedom of time that I can spend a ton of time with this guy right here.
That's it, guys. And we're going to teach wholesaling like broke to millionaire right now. We got some great comments. You know, you're too young to know Macho Man Randy Savage. I'm never too young to know the legends. I'm telling you right now.
You can tell.
We're getting some woos.
I grew up on the I grew up on the wrestling.
We're getting some woos on here. I'm telling you, everyone's hyped. King Edward knows we're the Guru Slayer. I know King Edward's story. He said some pretty interesting stuff. He's got a bunch of good, like, guys, Olivia out here. Pater got an ad from a certain person today before the video. People are running ads on our channel.
People can run ads.
People can run ads, but they're trying to sell you on stuff. That's the reason. Hey, what's up, guys? What is up? We got Phoenix in the house. Guys, let's get, guys, comment below what market you're in so we can go in here and get it.
Let's do it.
Get Crunk Zach, you're the man. I appreciate it. Woo! What's up? What is up? Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
A lot of people.
Get out of bed, guys. People are loving. People are here to support us. People are ready to show and get it going. What is up, guys? Let's get it. Let's get it. What's up? I'm going to answer this one question. We're going to get into it. But do I have to be 18 to start wholesaling real estate? And the question is no. I got my first deal when I was 17 years old. Nobody talks about this. No offense to you, but everyone teaching this business is over the age of like 40. And no. So they tell you have to be a certain age before you get in this business. No one has actually physically done deals when they're 17. You helped me get my first deal at 17. So obviously you have more experience than any of these people. But also, when did you get into wholesaling? You've been only for like 2 years, right?
Me?
Yeah, right.
I've been doing this 20 years. So I left my corporate job because I just
20 years,
felt like
guys.
I was trapped. And
20 years.
I started over. And guys, it doesn't matter where you are. So if you're not happy and fulfilled and you have a genuine interest in this business, then you're in the right place. Like, that's it. I mean, it's, I tell you, I made a change, and honestly, I was scared to death when I did it. And I got a lot of flack from family, definitely from friends. Everyone told me to be safe, go get that paycheck. I took the risk because you know what? Here's the reality, guys. You can always go back to what you're doing now. It's always going to be there. But I saw a thing the other day, like you guys, you bust your butt so hard, like for these jobs, and they can replace you in a minute. Like they literally replace you in a minute. And they reminded me at work, and I'm just,
your own economy, right?
So you guys, you're in a different world now. You've got to create your own stability, you have to go out and fight a fight. And I have found no better vehicle than wholesaling. Yeah, wholesaling's being attacked. I hate it. But I think there's ways we can talk as a community to do it. And
let's not reveal too much on this.
I don't want to go into that type of deal, but I'm just telling you.
So
I want to help everybody out because I started in 2003. And I'm going to be honest, even back in 2003, there was hints of what you could do and can't do.
Yes,
but here I am 20 years later.
Let's break it down. So guys, how do you get started in wholesaling? The best way to go from broke to a millionaire is obviously you're not going to go from crawling to sprinting. You have to go from crawling, maybe walking a little bit. I've never had kids. You got kids, so you understand this, but you have to slowly go. So my opinion, to go from 0 to a millionaire in wholesaling, the number one goal from 0 is not to make $1 million. You're going to fail doing that. Your goal is to get to 100,000 first.
Yeah, correct.
Scale up to 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you start scaling from 5 up to $1 million. Scaling.
And you guys think like, I got to tell you, if you told me $100,000 when I first did it, which is, I would have been like, you've got if I make $100,000, I'm going to change the world. I look at it now. It's like, we're doing a deal right now that we're making $100,000 on.
We kind of shared a little on the channel before.
It's just, and we do it nonstop only because we've gotten really good at what we do. We still do the assignments. We do the whole, I love assignments because to this date it is the fastest, lowest risk way to get it done. You got to be responsible when you do it, but you guys get a little mix and match of it. So I always tell people, start out and set your goal. $100,000. You have to set a number. Don't set $10,000 because you're going to stop at $10,000.
I agree.
Get to $100,000. If it's one deal or 10 deals or 15 deals, I don't care what it is, but I'm just telling you, you will see it snowball. It's just a 0. That's all it is. It's really like, I remember I was blown away when I made my first, I remember showing my wife a check for $10,000 on an assignment.
It's
she's
crazy.
Just like,
So you got to go from small to there. So how do we get there? So the number one thing, we're just going to give you like the advice. So if you want to go get your first 100K, this is the goal for most people. Like this is going to do it. Ready? Number one, everyone's like, do we offer coaching calls? This is the coaching call today.
You got it, buddy.
So if you're a wholesaling house for real Facebook group, you're on there. Remember, we have 3 rules: no gurus, no selling, just value. Follow those rules, you'll be fine.
What happens if you don't follow those rules?
You get banned if you're a guru. So number one, what I can tell you right now is government lists. These are your code violations, basically from the clerk of the court, code violations from the code enforcement department, your water shutoffs, fire damage properties from the firehouses, tax liens, pre-foreclosures, usually list penances and notice of defaults you're going to find on there. You go to the divorce list. Probates are our favorite on there. If you're just pulling these lists, going to truepeoplesearch.com, you don't need any money for this. And you can be broken doing this. Like, we're here to help the people that are broke. And then boom, make 100K, start doing there. Trying for dollars, probably my favorite list you can do.
Oh, it's the best.
I got my Alaska people in here today, my North Dakota, my upstate New York, Michigan. Woo! A little tougher.
How you guys deal with those temperatures, man? Because
trying for dollars
actually,
works.
I need a jacket. I'm a little bit cold. It's like 64 degrees in
It
Florida
was
today.
rough. When I was driving over the studio, I was like, whoa.
I was cold this morning.
I had to put the AC on 72.
The
I was
dog
like,
did
wow.
not want to go out. I kicked his butt out.
But I got Milwaukee, Wisconsin in the house. Oh my gosh. Crazy. So what I can tell you is those are the tools you're going to need. Your acquisition skills. What I tell you is you can learn
Wisconsin, man.
You can learn this absolutely for free at freewholesaling.com. I'm telling you right now.
In Nick Canada. Did you see that? -31.
Oh my gosh, it's terrible.
That's
but our
awesome.
Canadians, people's on here.
So guys, you see people in the column, they'll tell you the markets they're in. Feel free to connect with them, work with them.
We got Dom in Vero. Hey, if you got a deal, send it to us at support@flipwithrick.com.
What's up, Dom?
We're kind of working on
our own backyard, man.
Right in our own
I don't know,
backyard.
Port St. Lucie attracts all of them. I have a theory because I started in 2003. I think I put a bullseye in Port St. Lucie, and I've watched every person come to Port St. Lucie. All the Arizona guys, love you guys, but guys, this is my market. So
I know. So I can tell you is everyone's
maybe we should go
commenting.
to Arizona.
Oh no, we got Colorado, Los Angeles,
It's a long flight.
really Colorado. We got all these people. So guys, I'm telling you. So let's do some one-on-one calls because I mean we told you to list the poll. What we're telling you right now, just have conversations, build rapport. Everything that we provide is at freewholesaling.com. Everyone's like, Zach, you didn't tell me what contract to use. What's the acquisition script? What's it? Guys, it's all at freewholesaling.com. We want to leave as much time for these one-on-ones as we can.
Mhm.
So freewholesaling.com is going to be where it's at. Our acquisition scripts, probate training,
Everything's
contracts, our free assignment of contracts, how to find the right title companies, cash buyers. It's all in there from broke to millionaire. That's all you need. We have scaling. Everything's in there. Literally, you can't. I can put a 5-year-old in there. There's no way it'll ask for a credit card. You can start clicking buttons. There's no way you ask for a credit card unless you accidentally pop on a guru site and they ask for your credit
So
card.
people always ask, why do we do this? Like, why would you go out?
I told
Like,
you.
honestly, of all the people, we put our course out there. It's for the entire public to look at. Like, I don't have a credit card or anything.
Oh yeah.
And we just do it because we want to create, people talk about legacy. I think everyone should see some sort of legacy. So
Hey, see,
I'm getting up there.
I don't want to break it down on the legacy thing because we can do it all day. I'm 22. I got a legacy I want to build. I'm part of it for you, hopefully. But what I can tell you right now is we make millions in wholesaling. I don't need your money. I'm not going to get the whole guru debate. You can get in there if you want. Everyone knows my opinion on it. All our subscribers can go defend me if they want to know my opinion on it. I truly believe there's nobody out here protecting the little person out here, and I want to be that voice for them. And unfortunately, a lot of people, they're not here to protect you. So what I'm telling you is why we do it for free. We make enough money in our wholesaling business. I want to help the people out for free. And selfishly, maybe you guys send us some deals and we can make a lot of money, which we do.
And we're working on that now. And
Maggie, what is up?
They have to be deals.
Please give me a shout out to Maggie. Maggie's been out here keyboard warrioring for us for a very long time. A lot of people putting dirt on our names this week. Maggie's been out here defending it. Maggie's got some interesting stories. Well, hopefully in the future we can break it down and but let's help the people out.
Let's go.
Let's get specific one-on-ones with people, guys. At I believe 6:30. Rick's got to hop off. So we're going to be short on this can't be a 10-hour one. But we're going to get through as many people as we can and talk to you guys one-on-one about this. So
So have if you have a deal you're working on, a specific question, let's just be fair so we can give everybody time. Let's get to it.
Let's
I'll
get
help
it.
you out best I can.
Let's get it.
Let's jump
So
into
number
it.
one, we got Thomas.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, what is up?
Hey, how's it going?
Every day above ground's an amazing day.
We're keeping warm.
I have been watching you guys for a minute. You guys put out some good content. That's awesome.
Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. So I just have a couple quick questions. So when pulling government lists, so the free ones you're talking about, like foreclosures, probates, all that, how often should I be pulling those? Is it like a monthly thing, every couple weeks, or?
So what market are you in, Thomas?
Salt Lake County area, Utah.
Okay. That's a good one. First of all, drawing for dollars is amazing there. I would be pulling lists once a week on like the important ones, like probates and maybe the pre-foreclosures list and the IRS debt lien lists.
Those won't be huge lists, by the way.
The
so
fire damage property, that's when I would pull as much as I can. And then once a month for like the other stuff, code violations, water shutoffs, probably going to get that once a month, Some of them are only updated like weekly. So some are updated daily.
Yeah. Some of your answers are like probates, evictions. What's the other one we talked about? The probates, evictions,
water shutoff, fire damage properties. Guys,
those are the ones you're going to stay on because if you
foreclosures too, they're starting to pop up a little more.
The code violations, honestly, it's usually
once a month,
bi-weekly, once a month. But
you have to go in person usually.
Yeah, they're going to get annoyed because you do the exact same list.
Probates is like daily. Like if you can. So I'm telling you right now that in drawing for dollars once a week, go out there and drive. I'm telling you.
Okay.
And then, Thomas, our biggest thing I can tell you is like when you're drawing for dollars is go and actually find the places where people in Salt Lake City are doing really well. I promise you, people are posting their deals and bragging. You got to go find the best from there.
Yeah. So just the more they brag, the more you can utilize it. Once they put it on the internet, it's fair game. People do it to me. I do it to them. It's just a cheat code, and it saves you marketing dollars chasing around cash buyers. At least you know the area. And so if I see someone post 9 deals in I like to do it by zip code. It's very specific. If I'm going to go virtual, I will pick a state. I will find the wholesalers. I'll get on their list. I get their zip code, and I can usually take like 10 or 12 identical zip codes, and I know I'm in the right place because they are chasing down motivated sellers and they're having success flipping them. You know how they say, don't reinvent the wheel. This is the part you do not reinvent the wheel on. Do not go out and try to figure it out on your own because it'll take you 6 months minimum.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. The driving for dollars, I think I'm up to like 1,000 leads on that. And I've been trying to add them every week. So.
Okay.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Okay.
So.
Okay. But any other questions you got?
Yeah, so kind of just along with like, because I'm trying to, when I first started, I was trying to do like all the marketing. I was going to try and do texting. I was going to try and do cold calling. I was going to try and do some direct mail, but I decided to just focus on cold calling, get good at that. As far as like when you guys talk about like KPIs and stuff, what should I be looking at as far as that goes?
At the end of the day, it's how many leads and appointments you're getting.
Okay.
You need to go and pull as many leads as you can in lists and create your own KPIs. I'm not going to tell you what's going to work in Salt Lake City because I need you to do it yourself. Even the people doing marketing in our market, they're going to cold call differently. And then, their baseline KPIs. So I need you to get some deals before you start getting your KPIs because the most important KPI for you, how much money you're making at the end of the day. So
correct. So I just start out with your goal for a number of calls to make, so you make sure you have plenty of appointments, so you can leads, so you can skip trace them. And number 2 is track your connection rate. So anybody who has interest, that's one column, and then anybody you set an appointment, and then the final phase would be when you write a contract. Honestly, you should have, if you're doing virtual, your percentages will be a little bit lower because it's virtual, because you don't know the market all that well. But in your local market, you should be at least 85-90% closing ratio, unless you don't know how to price stuff. And that's what we're here to help with.
Yep.
Okay.
So Don't complicate it. Like, keep it simple. Everything's about moving the direction. I've seen people with like 30 KPIs. I'm like, no,
It's
listen,
crazy.
guys, number of calls, number of interest, appointments, contracts, and closings. That's, as far as, to me, that's even overkill to my point. So
Okay.
that's where you start.
Okay. And that's what I was kind of thinking. I didn't think it was too big of an issue until I started getting,
Yeah, people start like analyzing data, and that's where we don't want you to spend a lot of time doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. And then like when you're talking with people, as far as that goes, so I'll talk with people and they'll just say, nope, not interested in selling. Those, will you guys just take them completely out of your database, or will you like try to connect with them again, or just if there's no interest at all, just completely take them out?
Usually if someone calls us to direct mail, they're not interested. We won't do anything until if they specifically ask us to take them off the list, we'll take them off the list. But
Okay.
usually it just depends.
Yeah, listen, if you pay for the lead, you skip traced it, and say you call them, they go,
Now,
no,
if laws are different, obviously follow them.
make sure you follow
But
laws in your
what
state.
we have to understand is, unless they tell you take me off the list, that's it. That's what we think. I mean,
I look at it as I still got a shot. I'm still in the game, man.
oh yeah,
So you're saying there's a chance.
oh yeah.
And that's how I look at it. Like, you pay all that money, unless you have to take them off, I wouldn't.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. I think that's all I had. So I appreciate it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Thomas.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Who else are we going to bring on here?
Let's see who we got on here. So next here we have Becca. Hello, Becca.
Hey guys.
How's the weather in Alaska?
It's a little cold today. Not too
How do
bad
you
though.
know she's in Alaska? You got like ESPN.
You already know this. I have an identical memory.
It's ridiculous.
So when you guys go on a live, and I remember Rebecca went on the New Year's Eve live.
I did.
That's how I specifically remember her.
I can't even remember what I ate for dinner last night.
Well, I don't know how I got this. definitely got it from my mom, not you.
Yeah,
But what I can tell you is when you guys hop on, I remember you.
I was
You guys
looking for
are my family.
I forgot to tell you when I left the gym today. I freaking lost the truck keys. I had to
gosh.
search. I had to go like the front desk and
Yeah,
have them
but,
paged.
okay. Rebecca, how can we help you out? We like ranting over here.
Hey, it's okay. I lose my keys all the time.
See?
So guys, I started this New Year's, and I finally got a list, and I started doing cold calling. Definitely a fear I have to get over. But I did speak to a couple different people. But I have a hard time coming over. They said that they're set on like a price limit, like 175,000 firm. How would I overcome that objective?
So if they're firm on the price, you have to go back on the 4 questions we have at freewholesaling.com. So number 1, motivation, condition, time frame, price. If their motivation is not there, it's not a good deal, and there's no point in trying to get them down on price, right?
I agree.
You can't, again, wholesaling, you can't force someone to sign something. They have to want it. And obviously you have to disclose, hey, you could probably make more money with a realtor. But if they want to go with that cash transaction, we can go forward with it.
So Becca, here's how I look at it. Okay. There's 2 key features with every seller we deal with. If they have either one, I don't even let price get in my way. So if you're pulling the right list of problematic properties, properties that are in distress that need help, number 1, either they're motivated. To be honest with you, it's kind of the easiest one because they want to work with you and they want to get it done. That's great.
Yeah.
The second one is when the property's motivated, but they're not motivated. You know what that means to me? It simply means they just need more time to get through it. I have to keep them on that list. So if the property's in terrible shape and there's a hole in the roof and they keep holding at it like an unrealistic price, I'm going to kind of circle the wagon politely, respectfully, but eventually they're going to sell. Some of our best deals come from those. When you have a house in very, very poor shape, the market's not going to pay their crazy price. They're eventually going to come back around. The question is, they're going to come back to you or a realtor or another person. And that's where you have to learn to have a really good follow-up system, a simple CRM. You don't have to make it complicated. So it's either the property or the individual. By the way, if they're both motivated, it's usually a slam dunk. But that's what most programs will tell you. There's a million out there. I'm just telling you, it's either or typically.
Okay. I have one other question. I have
Ask
a
as many
motivated
questions as you
seller.
want.
I have a motivated seller. But so I'm doing everything virtually. and I'm working in Houston. And so he wants basically to sell the house by Monday.
Okay.
But he doesn't want to give an inspection time. He's using this weekend as his inspection time. And he's like, well, I'll take whatever the highest bid is come Monday. But I don't really have like a cash buyer yet. So it's kind of hard to say.
So Rebecca, you need an inspection period. Even realtors have inspection periods. He's trying to get something that not even a realtor will give to him. You got to remember, you need an inspection period just to do your due diligence on that real estate. Like,
especially virtually.
no wholesaler is going to go with that. No buyer is going to go with that. I mean, there's some, obviously. Like, we'll do one if it's on the spot, obviously, and we're actually going to close on it ourselves. But you have to have this conversation with him or her on it. Like,
what kind of numbers do you have on it? I mean, is
Yeah.
it got like a healthy spread or is it tight?
Let me see here.
Like, what's it worth?
I did an ARV on it for about 224,000.
And what's he asking?
He's asking for 175.
Okay. So the problem is you're going to have to put some sort of eyeballs on it because that's not what I call a no-brainer deal.
Mhm.
Like if he's asking 100 and you could pay someone to go by there and just quickly look it over,
Yeah.
you can figure it out. But you got to understand your difference of what, $50,000?
Yeah.
If it's in poor shape, that could be a terrible deal.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's too risky at those numbers, the way he's setting up. The reality though, is if he brings it to market, they're going to demand much more than you are. So do you know the condition of the house?
By looking at pictures, it's been rented for the last 12 years. So he said he replaced like the flooring.
Yeah.
But as far as any kind of remodels done, any kind of updates, nothing. So it's 12 years.
So it's probably not going to be worth the full retail. So it's probably going to have at least, I'm assuming 20 to 25 minimum in there. So
Yeah.
like, it's like, guys, people got to understand sometimes deals just aren't deals and you got to move on.
That's it.
If they give you unrealistic expectations and numbers. Now, by the way, he's the perfect example. I bet you that property's motivated, but he's not. But I will tell you, all markets eventually are brutal when people put them out there.
Yeah.
I mean, we have wholesales we put up there. We get our teeth kicked in, and like we spend like we go fine tooth comb and inspectors, and we still have realtors like pick us apart. So like, don't lose faith. If that's not going to work out, just say, listen, I can't do that, but can I check back with you in a week or two? And just kill him with kindness, because he's going to get sick and tired of people telling him the exact same thing over and over. And he's going to decide the person who was fair, who was nice to him and built the best rapport, but he's just not going to call you out of the blue. You're going to have to go back to him.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll keep on pursuing all my leads that I've got.
Yeah. And just keep being consistent and just keep doing it.
All right. Thanks, guys.
No worries. Appreciate it. Have a good one, Becca.
You too.
Stay warm. Oh my gosh. Alaska's crazy. So I got to head out, get some dinner real quick. I got a live stream after this. So I think I got to wrap up in like an hour and a half. So I got to hop off, get some food really quick. Get some
You guys
water,
got to
get some
stay on with
bathroom,
me
but-
though. Come on.
Yeah, you guys going to hop off. So
Okay.
I'm going to undo this. I just want everyone to know though, like seriously, like I am the cream of the crop for free wholesaling.
Yeah. I need
And-
some creamer for my coffee.
And
So
I'm telling you right now, I am going to help this industry the best way I can. So I'm
Okay.
telling you right now, I will be the cream of the crop for everyone who's broken this business. I'm ready to go.
guys, get in line, hop on. I'm going to help out as many people as I can as time allows. And I got a on deck order here. You didn't unplug my microphone, did you? Okay. You hop out of the way. So now I'm a little bit slower on the computer, so don't beat me up if you get stuck or anything like that.
Oh,
So
yeah. Just gotta
I
tell
got
you one quick thing real quick.
what's that?
Hold on. Where's the thing?
Dude, you got to give me some time, man. There's like 20 people backed
I
up
know.
here.
You go talk. I'll write this down for you.
Okay. Let me bring it on, man. Vince, I'm bringing you on. Get ready. What's up, Vince?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Good.
Is this your first time on live or?
No, I came on before. I talked
Okay.
to Zach.
Good.
I'll see you, bro.
All right, man. Take care. Yeah, I talked to Zach before
I got
about a couple of weeks ago.
Okay. You got the old man now, so
Oh, good.
you get the wisdom.
You get the
I don't
knowledge.
have the youth flow and I got the gray. So
Yeah. I get
what can I help you out with?
So right now, man, I'm going through. I kind of like a little bid on one of the properties I have on the agreement.
Okay.
So I got a bunch of buyers that want this property. It's about 2 or 3 that's like legit. Don't have to do any private lending. It seems like they got a lot of. I talked to one guy. He said he owns almost him and his partner own almost 400 properties. So they seem like real legit. I'm just trying to figure out. I keep going from one another, like, hey, this person offered me this. What can you do? And I'm just trying to figure out where do I just keep going? Because I want to get
Okay.
it. Yeah.
So what market are you in? I'm not telling you to give out the address, but what market you in?
It's Cleveland.
Okay. So anybody in Cleveland, when you get off this, maybe they can give you some extra tips on it.
Right.
It's funny because when I first started, I was so happy to lock a deal up. I just wanted to sell it as fast as I could. And I undercut myself a lot. And I had somebody finally tell me, like, make me understand you only need one buyer. I don't want to be a realtor. You've got to understand that. I'm not into like you, because you guys got to understand you're selling the contract. So you're not really selling it retail because you have to go through a bunch of other hoops. You only need one buyer. Meant you got to do what's best for you and your family, and you got to do it ethically and responsibly. What drives me nuts, because I buy properties from a lot of wholesalers still, is when I give a number, they say, hey, I'm committed, and you do that. And then they start the bid process. I just pull out. I don't even care what the price is, because at some point there's got to be people's character and ethics has to come out. But guys, I'm telling you, your first few deals are more important than the last 100 you'll ever do in your life. So easily as you have multiple interests, you play it a little bit like a realtor, and you ask people, just listen, just submit me your best offer. I'm going to take the buyer that gives me the least amount of hassle, that gives me the best offer. If you can give me the best offer, I'll take it down right now. You got to have a mental number that you are like, okay, I'm good with.
Right.
But you got to understand, you can't keep pushing it to the point where you piss people off, because they're never going to buy from you again. I'm going to tell you this, Vince. I used to sell to the same guy. I sold him 42 properties. Wow. Guess what happens around deal 2025? It's a nightmare. They're constantly beating you up. And I learned over time, you're better off selling the guy who just wants 1 or 2 properties, because he's going to pay you more and they're going to be a lot more cooperative. So, when people say I got 400 properties, that shouldn't be the impressing factor for you. Like, because listen, let me ask you, Vince, if you buy 400 properties, you're probably expecting a huge discount, right?
Well, that, and the way he said it to me was like, he said, I need houses. Like he said, we need to.
There you go. So, so what are you asking for the property? I mean, what were you thinking?
Well, I asked for a base of 82.
Okay.
And then
what do you got it under contract at?
66. Was it? I got it for. Okay, long story short.
Listen, I'm here to help you out. So you've got it under contract. Let's not go backwards.
Well,
I need help on the disposition side.
I had it.
Number one. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah. So right now we have it on the contract for, I think it's like 66. Or no, it's 76. Yeah, 76,000.
Okay.
Right. So
gotcha.
Right now the best, we went from 86. Now we at 86,250. And then, like I said, the guy that said he needs the house, he's supposed to call me back later today.
Yeah.
And then it's another lady, like everyone, like you said, ethically, but it just seemed like they still really want to stick around, because all of them, like they said, I want to do this. I want to get this house sold. I want to do more business with you later. So it seems like I'm not the bad guy.
No, but listen, I'm just so everybody educates. You do not want to sell all your deals to one buyer. So anybody who goes, hey, give me a deal on this one, I'll buy your next 10. It doesn't work that way. Everyone they buy, they'll beat you up more and more. It's just the truth of the matter. You know where the market is right now. Vince, do you ever go on eBay?
Right.
You know the buy it now price?
Mm-hmm.
If they gave you 90, would you be okay with it?
I'll be perfect.
And say, listen, just say, listen, I think if we could do 90, we could just wrap this up and call it. I'll send the paperwork over right now, but I need an answer from you. Worst case scenario, he's going to come back and goes, I can't go over 88. So if he doesn't give you your 90, just go back and say, listen, what's your best offer? And honestly, like I'm meeting with my partners and I'll get it. I also like to play good cop, bad cop. It's better than realtor. Let me check with my partner. So if you don't have a partner, call your girlfriend, your cat, your dog, whatever it is, and just say, listen, I want to sell it to you, but my partner's, he's adamant. He's not busting off into like 90. You do 90, we have a done deal. And then you can get the offers, usually get it down to 2 or 3 people and go from there. You do risk alienating people when you do that. But in this market, I'm telling you guys, you got to fight because you need that extra 2 or 3 grand, put a little bit of money back into yourself, develop your marketing and like future deals. So don't ever let someone to say, listen, you either take it or leave it. Go, I'll just leave it. Like you can find somebody else. So you got to find where it pushes and it makes sense. I always do the math backwards. Property's worth 100, needs 20 grand worth of work. What I sell it for, someone's not going to hassle. But like when they say I own, I bought or I manage 400 properties, actually, I kind of red flag those because I don't want to sell them. I like the guy who's buying a house for his son, says, I'll fix it up. I got cash. I've worked hard with a realtor. It hasn't worked. They will typically like pay you more and they'll actually be happier with it. So, so if you were thinking 87, 88, add a number to it. I would tell you, I'm not even in charge of pricing in my company, Vince.
Okay.
Because I give stuff away. I just want to move property and they'll like take an extra 20 days and they'll, my wife will pull 25 grand out of a deal. I'm like, you got to be like, I am not allowed to price stuff. Zach doesn't let me do it. My wife, all our other team members are like, I'm just a nice guy in disposition. So you've got a good cop, bad cop. So are you naturally a nice guy, Vince?
Yeah, at times I can be.
So good cop, bad cop's going to work very well for you.
Okay.
Blame the other person. Go, listen, dude, I like you. I'm batting for you. But he's got a buyer. And he told this buyer, if you come through 90, honestly, if I can get that paperwork, like we can just wrap this up and move. Worst case scenario, you'll get the highest and best offer and you can move forward.
Right.
And that way you're not kind of playing realtor. And remember, you're selling the contract. Just make sure your language is consistent. Okay. Anything else? You got it, man. That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, man. It's, because I was trying to tell you earlier, I had this property 4 months ago. But we've been going through so much because it was a foreclosure, a pre-foreclosure. And we got the payoff down. So now I put it back on the market. And I was like, God, if I get this property and we get to sell it, I'm gonna just play it so much different. Like I was like you before, I was trying to be quick, but I cheated myself out of 10 grand just earlier. You know what I'm saying?
The first 100 deals I did, I gave them away. I made people so like, I remember people were taking me to dinner and I'm just like, and somebody told me, goes, Rick, you're just too nice to people. And that's when I was like, and then I started like switching it up. And it's like, now I went a little bit on the extreme. So I've learned age and over time, you got to find a balance. You can't just be like, so when I say, listen, if I give you 150 grand, can we just wrap this deal up? He goes, yeah, I think that'll get it done. And then I send them over the contract. They're like, it's 155. I'm like, see you later, dude. Like, cause you're never going to stop. And so you don't want to be that guy because but people think you have buyers forever. The reality is the buyers you're dealing with today in 90 days, they'll all be different. And I've learned this over 20 years. They're never the same. They come and go like there's no tomorrow. The guy sticks around 20 years buying houses. They demand a certain discount and I don't want to sell to them. Like I mostly like a lot of my wholesale deals. I sell to brokers because they bring cash buyers.
Okay.
I pay them a $6,000 to $10,000 premium. I don't, because I'm getting so much more than I ever thought I was going to get. And I do like none of the work for it, but I have a realtor have that discussion. So just don't get stuck in the realtor role. And let me know how'd you find the deal real quick? Can you tell people what type of categories?
It was an RVM.
Okay.
And the buyer just called me back, said, hey, I just wanted to choose you. You sound like you could help me. And
awesome.
It's kind of like they chose me,
So how much experience do you have in wholesaling so far?
Man, this is going to be almost 5 months.
Yeah. So it's a grind, right? I mean, it's not as cookie cut as everybody's like, oh, I'm here, spend a little bit of money here, do this, do that. It's like, man, there's a lot of battles, man. Like I equate it to, I played football and wrestling. I thought wrestling was much more challenging in high school. And you all can relate, you do sports. I don't care what it is, but most of the time you're battling yourself. You're trying to outpace yourself. Do not worry about what other people are doing. Cause I get so many people say like, well, he got his first deal on that. You don't, the different markets, different worlds.
Mhm.
But I'm telling you, you have to be able to get up. And when you get your teeth kicked in, you just go back and you train and you learn how to do it. You learn how to talk to motivated sellers and you keep going. Guys, I'm tell you, my first year was absolutely no picnic. It was a nightmare. And I questioned myself like the entire time. And then when I brought Zach in this business, when I got much more mature about it, I was just like, I remember looking, I go, man, I really don't want to put him through this. And
Mm.
I put him, we did wrestling as a father-son type of deal. And I used wrestling analogies today in wholesaling. Because, it's like I get choked out sometimes, guys. It's
Mhm.
bad. And then I just get back up, I tap out, and I move on. But I love wholesaling. I think you're on the right path. And guys, when you ask for that buyer, you do not want the same buyer over and over because they're going to. And here's the other thing. This is the hardest part I had, okay? Don't become friends with your buyers. It's not a
Mm.
good mix because they're just going to buddy up with you and go, hey, Vince, man, remember what you told me? No. Hey, listen, just kind of keep it business and you'll do a lot better.
Okay.
So my friends that are like my buyers, they still call me today and bug the crap out of me. I won't even offer them a deal. I don't even care about telling MLS because they drive me nuts. So just keep it business.
Okay.
Do what you say you're going to do. And if you want to get like that bidding action, just give them the buy me now price, but make sure you're going to honor if you tell him 90, he gives you a contract. As long as it's for that, I would go ahead and do it.
Okay.
The worst, he's going to come back and tell you 88, 89.
Right.
I promise you.
That should be good.
Yeah. So remember, you're looking for the cleanest buyer at the best price. Those are your criteria to selling your properties if you're doing dispo. Guys, for 7 years, I did this entire business myself. Now, I'm not saying that to brag. I'm actually making fun of myself. I did it way too long. But I will tell you, I've got a lot of experience doing it. So just learn as you go. And once you figure out the dispo side, you can teach someone when you decide to add somebody to your team. And guys, you don't need a big giant team to run these things. Some of the most profitable people I've met in this business, I've seen people with huge businesses. I'm talking $5, $7, $9 million of a team of 2 or 3 people. I don't do that kind of volume because I just like the amount of money you keep's up to you. What you do with it, if you get freedom of time and money for your family and your friends, that's the important part. So
Yeah.
what else you got, Vince?
To piggyback on what you just said about building a team, because I got a couple guys that's interested in doing, the wholesaling piece. And I told him I pay for the leads. I got a guy and I told him, hey, we go to the appointments. I teach you what I know. We can split it 70-30. And I'm just trying to figure out like, how do I got a seller calling me now. So how do I, how do I build, I'm sorry.
It's okay. So you're asking how to basically JV with somebody, right?
No, how to build a team. How do I basically pitch to them like, hey, like if you come commission based, I don't want to pay nobody hourly. If you come cold call for 3 hours for me, if
so
we
Vince,
get to need
the reality of this business, because listen, I'm not here to knock on like anybody's programs or anything, but most people, just go ahead and get an acquisition manager. Acquisition managers, probably other than you, is the most important piece to your company. They're the people talking to the sellers. You know how much effort it takes. I've made a lot of mistakes with them. I believe this industry overpromises most acquisitions people, and then we underdeliver because you got to give them a ton of leads. I mean, if you don't have a lead flow of like 10,000 plus leads a month, they're going to starve. It's just, this business is not, you can't bring someone else. So my recommendation is work until you're driving yourself crazy. Like you don't have time. Like if you're struggling to do your laundry because you're taking so many phone calls and doing it, then that's when you say, always bring people in from the marketing aspect first. You've got to control the sales part because it's going to be your highest and best skills, the most profit center in your company. Only give that up last. And listen, I would get at least 1 year under your belt, and just when your stuff, like you start, like you don't have time to do stuff with your friends, or like you can't do things, and they go, okay, I can start outsourcing some stuff. Here's the really cool part, Vince. You'll know exactly how to do it. Like the dispo, what we're talking about, you'll come up with some policies and procedures, and you could teach someone how to do it. Dispo, to be honest with you, is kind of the easier part.
Okay.
But understanding when you give up someone control to like overcoming your leads and stuff like that, you better make sure you have serious trust with that person.
You said only do get with them for the marketing purposes.
So you can have them helping you with marketing. So if you do an SMS or you're doing an RVM program,
Right.
you can, like, a lot of it's very boring. Like it's repetition. So write out a policies and procedures, be very detailed. So you want to know how detailed you need to do it? I need you to give me instructions on how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You would be shocked how many steps there are on creating a peanut butter. You have to take it from that simple of a step.
Okay.
Especially because most of us are going to bring in a VA to help us out. They're only going to do exactly what you tell them. So many people in this business blame their failures on VA. And the reality is I failed a lot of VAs in the beginning, and I still do to a point. You have to give clear, implicit instructions. So think about like how you build a sandwich. People think it's 3 steps. It's actually like 46 steps head to toe. I never do it till you wrote it down. You guys want an exercise? So I took a class once and they talked about communication. My problem, Vince, is I'm always thinking 10 minutes ahead of what I'm saying. And I get communication issues. That's why I get people to help me out, because I'm ADHD. I know it, man. I'm excited. I love this business and I'm passionate about it. So start with like small tasks and let people build up their trust. And I like to give people direct, simple focused task. So if they're going to run your RVM,
That's real.
that's it.
That's real.
You give them instructions, you give them your KPIs, and you make sure you have some sort of follow-up system. So many times we give them 5 or 6 things, they're going to fail. Like it's hard. Think about when you got 5 or 6 things to sell. So you want to go deep and narrow with them. And then that way, if the ship burns there and they don't work out, you just hand it to somebody else and it doesn't rock your whole system.
Right.
People who have VAs that run everything, 1 or 2 people, I mean, I guess it's great in theory, but if that person goes MIA, your business is shut down. So you got it. Connect with us later in the week or even early next week and let us know the outcome of this deal.
All right, last question.
Go ahead.
Dealing with sellers with tenants, but they want to give the tenant time to move out. But
Okay.
they want it, like I got that dude just called now. So he wants to sell a property and it's discounted.
Okay.
But his father stays in the house. So he's like, oh, I don't want to just kick my dad out right now. So how do I sell it once I get on the contract?
Here's what I do, Vince. So many people, like, you look at the business side of this business, like, okay, he's being honest with you, it's his father. You're going to have to dive in and see what the relationship between the two is. The best way to do that, are you doing it virtually or is this in your local market?
It's virtually, but like I said, I have.
Okay. Talk to dad. Just talk to him. Because here's probably the reality of the situation. I've had this happen so many times. Dad might know nothing that's going on.
He doesn't. He told me.
So you're going to have to talk to him. Like, you can't just, like, I don't understand people who want to sell properties and not. I had a guy once, part of the deal, he gave me such a good deal. And you can use this as a leveraging chip. He goes, listen, I'm going to sell the property. My girlfriend lives there and I don't want to deal with her anymore. And you can't tell her I sold the property. I'm like, and so part of it is it comes down to like some integrity issues. I'm not going to lie to people, dude. Like, honestly, there's enough deals. Like, you asked me to do something so left field. I'm not that desperate for money.
He told me to put him in a contract to where he give his dad 6 months.
So, well, there's a cost to 6 months. So what if the place rents for $1,000 a month, 6 months, that's $6,000. And then plus if there's a holdover, I mean, honestly, that's a $10,000 discount. It has to be because there's no income and it's going to hurt your ability to sell the property. So the other thing you can do is offer the dad a buyout. It's basically bribing him. So listen, and it's challenging. Like, the last thing you want to do, okay, dad, if I find you a rental property, well, now you're going to become a realtor. Don't ever offer that because I'm telling you, it will sell you out. I would just have a conversation with him, get permission from your seller because it's a family matter.
Right.
And part of our job is we are sometimes social workers and we have to help people walk through the issues. It's never about real estate, guys. This is always people issues. So you have an issue there. If the price is right, and he'll price it in there. You can take on the dad, but like, is the dad going to let you show the property? Is it going to be difficult? What's the condition of the property? What's going on? So get as much facts as you can. But if you have to take a tenant on, I always get a deep discount for it.
Okay.
Because you'd get more if the property was vacant and you have more options.
Right.
So if you can price it into the deal, then that's fine. It's when you don't price it in and you make wild assumptions, you're going to get caught with your pants down. And I don't want you to do that.
Yeah. And then the seller wants a $500 EMD. And I'm like, if I don't come through this deal, then I know they want their $500, and I wasn't going to try to risk that.
Well, so I want you to understand that when they say earnest money deposit, if you give it to a title company and you have a contract with some sort of clause, you're protected. If you give it to him, it's a whole different ballgame.
Okay.
It's a whole different ballgame. So when you say earnest, if you put the money in escrow, so you can use the word escrow. Escrow is a licensed account that has to follow the contract. So like, I'm going to be honest with you. I've done deals. Now I'm experienced, but I've done deals where I'll give the seller $500 or $1,000 cash, but like I'm getting it 40, 50 cents on the dollar. And when I do that, I'm recording a lien against the property. Like you're not going to like, and I've had people back out of it before. I rather do it up front. Guys, understanding at the end of the day, you can't force people to sell their house. Just because they sign a contract, they still have to sign up to the closing. And I know there's a big movement. I'm just going to record a, an affidavit and stuff. I'm just telling you, man, when I was younger, I recorded an affidavit. I got my clock cleaned because I did not have an escrow deposit per the contract on the date and time stamped. And they can go after you for defamation of title, which is very expensive. Potentially a $50,000 lesson. So I got off with a fine. Well, I settled. I had to settle with my lawyer, and I learned. I go, okay, I'll never. Recording an affidavit, you have to perfect the contract perfectly, meaning you have to do everything and prove you did it. Did you know if you record an affidavit that you actually have to prove you showed up to the closing table ready, willing, and able to fund the deal? And if you don't, you're at risk with that affidavit for defamation of title. So the more you can talk to people, the better off. I prefer if it was just a pure tenant, like being like a family member. It gets a little sticky. So just get to the truth and see if you can work something out, and then see if you can price it in the deal.
All right, Rick. Thank you for your time, man.
Okay, Vince, let me know how it works out, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure,
okay.
for sure.
Okay, I'm going to bring the next in line here. Man, I tell you, Zach should not give me technology here. Okay. Who do I got here? I'm trying to see Kevin, right? I can't hear you, Kevin. Can you guys hear me? Hold on. Kevin. Kevin, I'm going to come back to you. Just figure out like the mute. There you go.
Hello?
Can you hear me? Yeah, I hear you. You hear me?
All right, sure. Hey, how are you?
What's up, buddy? Where are you from?
I'm from Houston.
Awesome, man. What's going on?
I'm in right now. Honestly, I just started about a month ago, and I've been doing a lot of research. I'm currently looking into your wholesaling course right now. Yesterday, I went to a real estate meeting from this guy that his name is James Toiler. Just getting a lot of information from that. But what I really have a question with right now is I've been trying to get like a violations list from my local county, but every time I go, like I'm not really too sure on like what to ask specifically, because like the past 2 times I went, they said they couldn't help me out, so I'm not really sure what type of wording.
So every city or county, like whatever you want to call it, they have a code violation department.
Right.
So you got to get your words down, because there's so many stuff. Every town has to have it, otherwise our cities would look like crap. There's no other word. So it's they're in charge of enforcing the local ordinances. So they're going to have a grass height. I think they even have like snow heights for people up in the north.
Yeah, I recently found one that had like a pool violation on that too, but I wasn't
sure. So it's code violation. I can't imagine it being called any other department. It should be run by your city, and they have a list of everybody who violates it, because they open up cases. They have I don't know what they call them, officers that go out. They don't have a gun or anything, and then they go and they document it. And typically, here's how you get on the list. Typically, a neighbor complains and reports them.
Right.
And they decide if it's a legitimate claim. and then you wind up on a list. From there, they get a official, usually a mail notice, sometimes certified mail, and they usually have 30 to 60 days to rectify the problem. After that, they get a per diem fine, and then if it goes past another 30 days, usually they hire the city attorney and they put a lien on the property, and they let them know every day past that, $100. Let me give you an example. I just recently did a probate deal. The lady was out of town. Her husband died. She moved away with family. The lawn got high. They cut it. They didn't go back and re-inspect it. You got to notify them for all this stuff. 2 years later, it was a $32,000 fine for one lawn cut. I mean, it's absolutely insane. And she goes, I didn't even know about it. We got it whittled down for, I think, the $3,000. But you guys are doing a huge favor when you reach out to these lists, because you help people out. Now, I'm going to tell you this, Kevin. They're going to give you resistance when you try to get the list, because you're not the first guy to try it. You won't be the last. So when I first did it, it was actually easy. I'm going to be honest with you, because nobody did it. Now everybody does it. So you have to just be persistent and let them, if they know you're not going to go away, it's technically public record. How they deliver it to you is what is going to be debated. And that's where you just got to kind of, I tell people, don't go in there and say, give me the code violation list, or I'm going to burn the building down. No. Hey, listen, I know there's a code violation. I'm doing some research on some properties in the area that I'm interested in buying. I would love to help buy out properties that need some help. How can I get that list? I believe it's public record. And if you ask from, hey, I need some help, as opposed to you trying to school them, you'll get so much further. There's certain ones that it's really tough now. I got so good at it when I was doing it way, way, way back. She got so tired of me, she just emailed me. And then, but to get the list originally, I'd bring by, the ladies love donuts, man. You brought donuts. They go, here comes Rick with donuts. Just give them the list. And so, like, tax delinquencies, oh my God, they still beat me up to this day. And I have to train my employees on how to go in there. And I'm just telling you, all these lists, the more resistance you get, the better, because most people just give up. So if you're in wholesaling, you learn up quick. You don't give up anything. You sit kindly. You can always use FOIA, which is FOIA, which is the Freedom of Information Act. If they don't give it to you, you can actually file a claim. And I believe it's $10,000 per incident. I've only done that twice, and I magically got the paperwork, but it took an extra 45 days to get it. Right. So if you understand the terminology, it's just code violation. Sometimes they're at the city and the county level, and just try to talk. So we deal with about 6 cities. We deal with it. 3 of them are very, very giving and kind. The other 3, I've been doing this 20 years and we still fight for it. So you shouldn't be getting code violations like every week, every day. I like them at least once a quarter, if you can get away with it once a month, because you're going to, it's always the same people on the list. Like, you're not getting
it's not constant
type of thing. So remember, that gives you a clue of properties that would definitely meet your criteria. And those are going to, but like persistence, I'm just going to, you have to be persistent. And when they see you're not going to go away, they'll just give up on you. You want to know how I figured out probates? I sat in the probate court literally for 2 days. And then I sent my wife another day. And here's the secret. I will tell everyone that you women have a huge upper hand on all men. Women get things done much faster than us men. So if you have a girlfriend, a wife, a daughter, or anything like that, I'm just telling you, they get so much more. And especially if it's woman to woman. I love the ladies. I've been married 25 years. I got a 20-year-old daughter. I'm just telling you, my wife and daughter connect. They get stuff done. The minute I get in the middle of it, it's oh my God, it's like a foreign language when men speak. So you want to get something done with a realtor? Have a realtor speak to a realtor. We all have to speak the same language, and it helps out a lot. So be persistent. Don't get frustrated, and just kill them with kindness.
For sure, man. All right. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
You got it, man. Just keep at it. And you know where to tune in. I think we're live 3 times a week, and we put out 2 videos a day. So just keep on going with it.
All right. Appreciate you.
Okay, bud. I'll talk to you.
See
ya. Okay, let's see here. Ty, you there? I can't hear you.
Hey, yeah, I was muted.
That's okay.
How are you,
How
Rick?
you doing? You look busy.
I was ADHD. You know what I mean? We have that. We have that in common.
Well, listen, do you know, like when I went to school, my teacher said, she goes, Rick, I don't know, like you have like this energy level, but like you can't. And I remember you saying back, this is a long time ago, I'm like, why do I need to like to learn this? Like I always valued history because I'm like, it was really cool. Even though I was younger, I didn't value it at the time. But like when it came to math, I got math, but like I remember like English and stuff, like I just used to just zone out on like I remember pronouns and adjectives and like prepositional phrases. I
Oh
I
God.
made a mistake saying, why do we need to know all this stuff? Like we all know how to speak. And my teacher told me that she goes, you're going to work for somebody one day and you're going to have to understand this. And I remember saying, why do I have to work for somebody?
That's the best question.
Well, I got sent to detention for it.
Oh my gosh.
And then I followed that path. My parents, they're good people, but like we had bad information back then. So I went to college. I did get a degree in finance because I was always interested. I always figured at least I'll know about my money. And I gave the corporate world a shot till I was 33 and I just threw it in. So I just learned differently. Like most people on this channel, most wholesalers, I like guys put in the comments, we just learn a little bit differently. It doesn't mean we're stupid. It doesn't mean like anyone's more important or less, but we just learn different. I learned so much just working on my deals. And that's why I'm really excited to do like the JV thing with people, because I find people, you put a deal on the line and like, I'm all in. And so what can I help you out with today?
Well, no, that's true. I actually didn't realize I had ADHD until college, and then I realized I was zoned out and I missed half the lecture.
It's a superpower. I'm telling you, it's a superpower. But sometimes
if you can harness it, it's like neurodivergence is a. I agree. If you
have
if
to
you can
do
harness
it
it and put it in the right
problem
direction.
with us, you get 6 things on your plate. It's not good. It's not good, and I understand that.
Yeah.
So if you guys have an issue with that, understanding it's a superpower, it's nothing that needs to be drugged down or anything like that, unless it's need to be. I'm not a doctor, but I'm just telling you, I think what they're doing with kids today with like, thank God my mom like didn't drug me. I don't know what would have happened, but that's why I think I'm so good at deals, because I just want to connect and I go very deep with people. But sometimes you put 8 things on my plate. Like my wife gives me a list of the grocery store. I get down to like 3rd or 4th thing and I take a phone call and I walk out. It's like just so what can I help you with? Where are you?
Well, my market or where am I?
Or where
I'm
actually
operating. I'm located in Tennessee right now, temporarily. I left Florida like in the summer. That's where I'm marketing. I'm actually, it's funny because I asked you guys about it before I even delved into it, because it was where I went to high school, kind of where I grew up a little bit. And so I was like, well, I know the area. I wonder if it's good. And Zach was on the live and he was like, oh yeah, Pasco County, they're great. And I believe even you guys might be there. I'm not sure, but I didn't realize how competitive it was. No one's talking about it. And I mean, I got in all the Facebook groups and I've been trying to network. I haven't really been able to connect with anyone yet. I'm not sure what's going on there, but there's so few people that are advertising or that are saying that they're in it. But when I'm calling these people, they're annoyed. They're very much frustrated because they're getting calls every day. And so I guess that's my first question, is kind of how to like operate in a market that I had no idea was this competitive. And they give me a chance just because I guess a bunch of VAs were calling them, foreign VAs. So they're like, well, you sound American. So, I'd rather deal with you. And it's so mean, but I mean, like, that's kind of most reason why I'm even getting them to talk half the time.
Okay. So let me start out by saying this. Okay. And this, you're not the only one that feels this way. Okay. So I want everybody to listen here. The word competitive market and saturated, I think they go hand in hand.
Yeah, that's probably the better word. Yeah, maybe.
So saturated is like a buzzword. I will tell you this. I'm in South Florida. I'm up to my neck in competition. Here's all you have to do. Ready, Ty? You just have to raise your game. I'm just sorry. If everybody's here, you just go here. I get it. They're getting called. Listen, the cold calling is saturated. Like even I admit it, like we did phenomenal with it 3 years ago. And every year it's, the problem is, and once I'm not knocking, but once all this information gets taught, it gets in everybody's hands. These big secrets, they're all out.
Right.
That's why I don't charge anything. It's not because I'm like really, I'm not anti anything. I've heard all these secrets since 2002, 2003. There's no new secrets.
Right.
So what I've learned to do, here's what I've done. I'm still in sophomore, and I do virtual markets. Virtual markets are more challenging for obvious reasons. You don't know the markets as well. There's a higher failure rate, and nobody wants to disappoint people. So instead of like, okay, it's too competitive, I get out of here. When you get people on the phone, is you just got to learn to have conversations and not be a robot with people. Yes. The art of cold calling is 98.5, 99% rejection rate. Know it going in.
Mm-hmm.
And just build your
I've sales and cold calling was already kind of in my, on my resume, which is what gave me a good portion of the confidence to do it. This is the industry is what's new to me, and where I'm like kind of starting to question myself.
Right? You're in Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
What market are you doing?
Pasco County.
Okay.
I know.
Okay. So I'm not. Listen, I don't know everything about you. Pasco County, you talking about in Florida or in Tennessee?
Yeah, Tampa Bay area. I'm marketing in Florida because I know it. I know that I grew up there a little bit.
Keep doing that.
Okay.
I don't know what part of Tennessee you're in. You can announce it or not. I don't care. But I'm just
middle of nowhere. No one will know. I'm like an hour to Chattanooga, an hour and a half.
Okay. I would still try to find the closest market to you that makes sense.
Yeah.
And start the work at. I don't know how long you plan on being in Tennessee, but like even if you leave there, you can get a foot in. You can get some like help. You talked about networking, which I agree with it. The internet's sensational, especially social media. But I will tell you, I'm in the Port St. Lucie area. I attract every wholesaler because they all think it's really easy. Well, if Rick and Zach are doing it, we'll just clean their clock, dude. Honestly,
clean the clock. I love that. I wrote that down.
We got 20 years of like taking it. Like we already have the spiel down, and so like I fight fair is fair. If a virtual marketer comes to my market, I up my game. We do multiple physical appointments, and we just connect with people deep.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, that's the one thing you can't do in virtual marketing. You can only have so much gift of a gab. Most of the customers are going to be like a little bit older. It becomes more transactional. So my only advice to you is I would add the local layer no matter where you are, because I have somebody I deal with in like LA. He only does 1 or 2 deals a year. Now he has an entire virtual market, but when he does those deals, he makes 100, 150 because he knows his market so well. When it comes up, he strikes. He'll spend 2 hours with a little elderly lady, buy her coffee, do some other things. And that's the connection piece. So I'm all for the virtual thing, but like it takes time and it's not perfect. So the saturation, how do you raise your game? Have better conversations with people, ask better probing questions. I can't fix the 98, 99% rejection rate. That's just part of the industry. But when you make that connection, you've got to make it like count. You've really got to make it special. A lot of times people like they throw this out the window. One of our secrets we still do. And every marketer in my area, go ahead and take this down because I already got a plan to up it. We send a thank you note for anybody we do an appointment or connect with.
Okay.
It's old school. It just says thank you on it. We put an envelope and it's handwritten and it's in blue ink. It goes a long way. And the word God bless, anybody who knows, I created the handwritten postcard. I had every major person in the industry told me you are going to fail miserably, only to have most of them go knock it off, sell it in their course programs and tell me it's the greatest thing they've ever had results on because I put 2 years of the hard work in. So I'm one of these guys who constantly reinvents the wheel, but I test everything out in my own market. So just up your game. I'm just telling you guys, like when I started out, Ty, this is a true story. In 2003, when I was dealing with I used to send a postcard. Actually, I sent a letter, not a postcard. It was cheaper. And I'd have 200 people call me and I'd wait 2 weeks to call them all back. I'd sort through it. That was big game back then. Now, everything we do live. Like you call my company, you're getting a live person.
Okay.
If it's past like 9 o'clock, you're probably not. But I'm just telling you, different things like that works. Driving for dollars. A lot of the old techniques are now because they work, and a lot of people are overlooking them. So, keep on your journey. I would just add the local element, like from everything you're telling me.
Well, that was why I chose virtual, because one, I don't know this area at all. This is completely new to me. I've never been here, and I haven't gotten out.
It's going to help your ADHD.
And too funny. I agree. I was really thinking like, that would be my ultimate backup plan if the market where I'm, invested everything in didn't work out. I can, I always hear good things about the state. I didn't have transportation. I still don't right now. And so that was why I was like, well, I might as well do virtual anyways.
Yeah.
But, I think, I
By the way,
have a better
Tennessee,
chance. And you need it here. I mean,
I'm not going to
it's
throw it out there. I've done a lot of virtual investing in Tennessee, and I actually do it right now. So I'm not
like,
going to.
no, I think you might have heard him mention it at one point.
I've never like, I've been to Tennessee. I've been to plenty of conferences there, and I love Nashville. But like, I'm just telling you.
How did you go about testing it before you had time, to realize?
When you do virtual marketing, I equate it to like prospering for gold. Do as many test holes as you possibly can. And learn from your data before you go all in. That's the beauty. The beautiful part about virtual marketing is you can move. Sometimes there's just no gold there, and you move on. And so, like, you do small lists. Maybe you cold call 500 people, and if you are like ice cold, the temperature is brutal.
Yeah, it's weird here, but up there it is.
Yeah, but Tampa, man, like, that's a tough one. Like, trust me, it's ideal. It's just there's so many people and so many eyes on it. But like, I think all of Florida, California, like New York. I love the South and the Southeast. It just makes sense. So like when we go out, I do reverse. I know a lot of people get upset at me because I do reverse wholesaling. Is I find wholesalers list and I find I get on their buyers list and we run the data and look at the zip codes.
Yeah.
And it's smart to use somebody else's marketing to figure out where to go hunt for the gold, right?
I was thinking about that actually, and you mentioned that I had been able to get on the probate list. They email it to me every month, and I was considering like I was trying to wonder what benefit I could get from maybe reaching out to the other people that are getting the emails, as well, because the whole, when they CC everybody who gets the email, you can see everybody who gets the probate, and that's been challenging because I was, a lot of them, you don't get the property address. The list doesn't come with the property address. So you have to you can't even skip trace just the name. So you individually look it up in the clerk's online site. And for a lot of them, they don't, the address isn't there. You can't find it, like even in the tax collectors, even in the clerk court. So I'm just kind of like going off the idea that it's an inherited property. And a lot of these there isn't even any property on it. It's just an estate.
So this is a part of the journey of wholesaling is a lot of people say, try this, that. I always say probate because that's what I had the most success with.
Right.
It doesn't mean other people are going to be, hey, I'm going to be Rick Ginn and have a success. I just figured it out. And once I figured it out, like everybody kind of figured it out. And do I have nearly the amount of success? No, but I do a lot more counties and areas to try to make up for it. So when you find that little niche, what do? Like I tell people, go all in. So if you're like me and you have a focus problem, I like to go really deep and narrow, and you can get a lot of damage done. So like when I find a neighborhood, when like houses, like, my God, we just had a thing where we just sold 3 houses all within the same block. I had my team go door to door to every door, and we found one more deal. It's just, remember, it's that one extra deal you guys do a year that will make the difference in your life. It's just 1 to 2. But when you get through your first year and you're like, oh my God, because if you make an extra 15, 20 grand on one deal, that's money that can free you up to do a more aggressive marketing plan and start spending money. And then if you want to scale your team and work on that, that's the way to do it. But you got to find that one extra deal to give it up for the company to help you grow, because you need money to live and survive. And you know it ain't cheap right now. So once you get past that, I got to find one extra deal. What am I going to do? Am I going to do an extra driving for dollars? And am I going to make an extra 500 calls, whatever it's going to be? Because at the end of the day, it's just you. And that's the weird part about wholesaling. You guys put in the comments, this can be a really lonely business. And we don't talk about it a lot.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad. Let me tell you what, I've cried, I've screamed, I've danced, and we all have this disease with ADHD. You're either here or you're here, and you got to find a way to flatline.
Literally, yes, 100%.
So you have to
that's why I resonated. And you say it's kind of, how to overcome the self-doubt, because it really,
So I manage some of my anxieties and fears. Like I like to work out because it's good for your body. I can think, I can listen to a podcast. I just check out. And I tell you, there's days like this morning, I did not feel like working out. I didn't want to do it. It's cold. I don't want to deal with this. I have a full day. I've got meetings. I got lives. You got to hit this automatic mode. I'm just going to do it
It's just a
because you got to
discipline thing.
trust your gut to do it. Because if you do wholesaling like how you feel, you will never make it. You have to discipline yourself to get through it. So I hope this advice is helping you out, but like
It is. I know I didn't have any particular, I don't have anything in the
I'm more
pipeline exactly.
philosophical
So
than Zach
I
because
appreciate
got
that. No,
20
I
years
do.
of it,
Yeah.
and Zach's much more mechanical because you got to understand, Zach runs our wholesale operation, so he oversees
Yes.
everyone,
Yes.
and he's 22 years old, and he's very gifted at it, and I know he's only going to get better. So
No, you guys are great.
I love it because
Seriously.
we work on the business, and as long as I'm working the business, I will share information with you guys. The minute I don't wholesale, I'll let Zach run the show.
Your
But
abs.
discipline, work
Yes.
out when you don't feel like working out. That means make cold calls when you don't feel like doing it. And if you've got to make 22 days of successful in a row cold calls, that's what's going to get you the success, not when you feel like it.
Yeah, I'm full time. I've been doing this pretty full time Monday through Saturday. I'll try to get up I start my calls 9. I'll end at 5, between 5 and 7. I'll have my few little breaks. But I ran out of lists before I ran out of time.
Yeah. In this business,
Run
they
out of
don't care
leads
how
before
many
I had
hours you
time.
work. In the beginning,
Right.
guys, you are going to put in much, much more time.
Yeah.
I was obsessed when I started this business. I read everything, consumed everything. You guys got to be a lot more careful on the internet because you can't just read everything on the internet and assume it's correct. Like it's everyone's got an opinion. You can't stop it. And so I find people on social media, it's just information out there. So you got to make sure you get it from very trusted sources. So I think you're in the right place. So
take it all with the
keep us
Thank
updated.
you.
And you got any other questions?
I actually just really simple because to be honest, the closest that I've gotten to getting something under contract have been these condos and like attached condos up and down, private condos. I seem like that's the closest I have gotten to my contracts, and I don't even know. I kind of hesitate because I don't, everything's single family, multiplex, commercial, and I don't hear much conversation about that and whether or not that's something to delve in, or what's
let's have a conversation. In a perfect world, I try to avoid condos, and I'm in Florida.
Yeah.
For God's sakes, we have.
That's the only reason I ask because it's Florida.
But I will tell you this: I did a condo, 4 or 5 months ago, and we made $80,000 off of it. So I will tell you this: condos and probate are liquid gold.
All right.
They're liquid gold. I'm telling you, you get a lot of subject to out of it. There's a lot of creative financing, and there's very little resistance. The bad part about condos are the HOAs.
That was my next question. I had a lady today. She's like, well, I don't know if they'll let them buy it. They're not really keen on just letting anybody in here. And
so always, if I'm talking to somebody with a condo and they're motivated, and it's got to make really good sense, ask them for a copy of the rules and just sit down and read it like a book. There's usually 2 big issues that come up on condos. Number one, there's a 1 year, or I've seen as many as 2 year resale restriction. That's a killer.
Okay.
It destroys it, and they know it. That's why they put it in there. Okay. You got to stay away from those because they're problematic unless you're really, really getting them cheap. They also typically will have you can't rent it out for the first year. They're trying to discourage investors.
Okay. Of course. It seems like that, which is so strange.
What's the second one I always see on that? There was another one. There's a big one. So the resale restriction, the rental restriction, and then they have these ridiculous rules. So in Florida, I buy in 55 older community because I'm getting there. And I could do it. Before it was a nightmare. They would make me physically go to a board meeting, physically, with all the technology, physically sit there. And I had 1 or 2 choices. I could either be a negative Nelly and oh crap. You sit in front of the board, they try to tear you apart. And your argument has to be how you're going to make the board and their community better. All I want to do is clean the property up and get it up. And so you have to be approved on these boards. So typically you have to pay $100, $150 application. You go through it. And so when I sat down with the board, by the time I was done with that board meeting, I had the board member buy the property because you had really good conversation. Because I'm selling it below market price.
Okay.
He wanted to move his uncle next door to him. And once I told him I'm trying to help your property values, they think you're trying to hurt them. And
Right.
it's just an educational part of it. The application process kind of, it stinks. There's no other word for it. So if you're going to be assigning those properties, you've got to give yourself enough room. Instead of having you fill out the application, have your buyer fill it out. Because
Okay.
if you have to do the application twice, they're going to give you a lot of resistance. Like
Okay.
they can't you can explain it to your blue in the face. They don't understand it. Like, why would you do this? They assume you're up to something like that. I recently had a condo tell me, you ready for this? This is my favorite. They told me a corporation cannot own a condo. So I gave them 5 properties that were owned by the bank in their thing. I said, explain this to me. So I said, listen, just put it in writing and I'll hand it to my lawyer. After a 2-week debate, they finally caved. I go, just because you wrote that rule doesn't make it legal. Now, honestly, I was like, I was ready if I had to. Now, how can you get around that? You can buy it in your own name, but you know how that kind of works.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can put them in a trust to get a little bit tricky, but I'm too old to like play those games anymore. I just want to be transparent. Now, a lot of people are chasing down the multi and the single family, but I tell you, the condos, they work, but you've got to like do your homework ahead of time. Townhouses are wonderful in the state of Florida.
Okay.
And there's a lot of them, and they're often very, very overlooked. The HOAs have a lot of power, and that's where you have to be very, very careful with it. And then, by the way, they have estoppel letters, and sometimes there's 2 associations. There's like a master of the building. An estoppel letter is a fancy word.
Oh, Gestapo.
Yeah. So it's ESTO. I think it's PPEL, and it's just a fancy letter for saying, make sure the property's up to date on HOA fees, and the property's in good standing, and there's no violations.
Okay.
And typically they charge $250. So it's not uncommon to have $500 to $700 in charges on a condo. I think they do it to discourage people, but I love them. Like I do them all the time. I love 55 and older communities because they don't get nearly as much traffic, but they're difficult. So if it has a resale restriction, just pass. It's not going to be worth your time. I don't care what you buy it for, unless you want to personally live into it. And don't try to cheat the rules, because I've tried doing that before, and I just don't like to draw attention from attorneys. But condos, guys,
I think I do that.
Townhomes work very wonderfully. So, by the way, you can go in your list. You guys go to listrei.com. It's our affiliate. I don't hide it from everybody. You pay them, you pay me. It's the same price. We just give you training. So it's a benefit. So I rather have these companies pay for your training than you guys pay for it personally. So that's my disclaimer on that. If you go in there, you can specifically search for condos and townhomes. Sometimes Batch will let you search a certain way, or you can use listrei.com through PropStream and search a different way. Heck, you can pull county records. I don't care how you do it. The problem is sometimes we forget to take condos off, and you're like, why is everybody calling me from a condo? I'm like, we forgot to sort the list. So I like condos and townhomes. Just once you find a townhome like a condo area like you don't like, make sure you exclude it off your future list and learn from it.
Okay.
Like there's condos that have equity. They call them equity members, and they're usually associated with golf courses. And so the average in our area is $100K buy-in. They're almost impossible to sell. So avoid equity memberships. They'll come up on your list, and the minute you find it, just make sure you write them outside your list. So,
okay, that's awesome. That, I mean, honestly, that's pretty great. I'm more than grateful for your time. I'll let somebody else come in. That's actually a really important part. I didn't even realize I needed, I guess, because
you got it. Like, listen, you'll find your way.
Otherwise, I need hedge fund buyers. Everybody's how much do you want? How much are you gonna give me? And they're, they want 200-300 plus, and they're worth it. A lot of these houses are already nice. So
listen, condos and townhomes are the new affordable living in the state of Florida. Because, by the way, I saw a lot of this coming, and I never bought mobile homes before. And me and Zach had
those
this
too.
idea.
I didn't even think about that. I mean, I know this. I know there's mobile home trappers, and I've seen them.
We bought mobile homes at $10,000, and we rent them out for $1,200 a month right now. I'll own them the rest of my life. And now they're worth like $100,000. Like I would never sell it because it's
oh my gosh.
And I was very not anti-mobile home. I just felt they were beneath me, and I made a huge mistake on it. So I've made up for it. So I'm just telling you, don't
Okay,
overlook
I've been
mobile homes
passing them
for
up. I completely have been just literally like just passing them by
all you
because I
have
don't
to
know
do is
anything
look
about
from
them.
the rent roll. Look what they
Okay.
rent for and price it out. So if you get $1,000 in rent, you can easily pay 10 grand. You get your money back in 10 months.
Wow.
And you could easily convince someone to finance for that. If not, call me. I love them. You don't need
guys
to buy
are
the whole park.
You guys are on
I
my
want to
list.
buy the
You're
whole
top
park.
5.
The key with mobile homes
Right.
is they got to own the land under it. That's my only criteria on it. I
Okay.
don't want any lease agreements.
Gotta own the land. They gotta own the land, not just the
Yeah, because then you got to pay a
okay.
land lease, and it's constantly going to go up, and
Of
it's going
course.
to eat
Okay.
in your cash flow.
Thank you, Rick. Thank
Okay,
you guys.
awesome. Keep it
Everybody
up.
have a great night. Absolutely.
Okay,
I'll keep
talk to you.
tuning in.
Okay.
Take care.
See ya. Okay. Who I got here? Joe Con, I'm bringing you on. You there?
Hey, what's up, Rick? How you doing?
Good, man. How do I pronounce your name so I don't butcher it?
It's Joaquin. It's a Spanish name.
Joaquin. Okay, I got it. See, you just got to tell me. Actually, you don't have to tell me once. You usually have to tell me 2 or 3 times. So I apologize. Zach has like this photographic memory. Like, dude, the guy can watch. He can watch a 2-hour instructional video and tell you exactly when somebody said something. I'm like, how in the heck? He didn't get that from me. He definitely got it from his mother, which by trade's a school teacher. So it's good. What can I help you out with, bud?
Yeah. So I just had a couple of questions here. I won't take up too much of your time. But from my understanding, my market where I'm at right now is not good. So
what market is that?
Boca Raton, Florida.
Are you just down the street from us?
Yeah, you guys are in Port St. Lucie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually staying at the FAU campus right here.
Oh, where are you at?
FAU, the university.
Okay. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, so I was
So what year are you in school?
I'm in school right now, yeah.
What year?
Junior year.
What are you studying?
Finance, same as you.
Interesting. Guys, if you're going to go to school, you can't figure it out, either get an accounting or a finance degree, because I promise you that's a skill set that you can always rely on. I use it today like to study stocks. You talk about PE ratios and all that other stuff. That's the only way I kind of learned it. Although today I think you can learn most of it. But go ahead. I agree with you. Boca's brutal.
Yeah.
It's a huge retirement community, and it's kind of near the water. God, FAU's changed so much there. I do love that they got a football stadium. I got to tell you, I'm envious of that. That's nice.
Grown so much over the past few years. It's crazy.
So where are you from originally?
Spain. I've been here for 4 years now.
So what brought you to Florida?
Well, I have family over here. I just wanted to change in my life, so here I am.
Okay.
Yeah. So my question was, since as you said, Boca was brutal, so I thought going the virtual route would be better.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, how do I research a virtual market to know if it's good?
So if you have the ability to use listrei.com, which is nothing more than our PropStream affiliate. Yes, we get money off of it. It's a big shocking secret. It's no additional cost. They have ways where you what you want to do is research the cash buyers and reverse engineer it. So without taking 20 minutes of your time, go to freewholesaling.com and look for the tab on researching cash buyers. Wherever there's cash buyers, which it's all documented, is going to kind of point you where the volume is and the price points. You can also go on Zillow, Trulio, all these other places and research average sale prices in a market. Obviously, you want to sell inventory where the average median price is in there. So if you reach the 700,000, the median price is 300 in a market. Understanding the lower the price, the more of the easier it is to sell. I don't like going into the really low income areas because I just find them a lot of work. I started out in those neighborhoods making $2,000 to $3,000 a deal.
What makes them more work?
It's just a lot of drama. So if it's in a low income area and the property's constantly churning over, being vandalized, a lot of people will blame the tenants, and actually it winds up. I'm not blaming community, but so here's an easy way. If you look at a property in a lower income area, say, the property's under 60,000, which is a lot of markets across the country, Indiana, parts of Ohio, I mean, there's all sorts of stuff in Alabama. And when you see the deeds traded hands like 30 times, run. If you
Right.
see it owned by the bank and back and forth, what happens is somebody keeps going to try to fix the problem and they just keep getting taken down. Like, listen, I think I can fix anything, but there comes a limit. Let me give you an example. In Fort Pierce, one of my favorite cities, okay? I used to own an apartment complex there. I thought I stole it from the bank. I literally go, oh my God, it was a sixplex. I think I picked it up for like 15 grand. Needed a lot of work. I put like 50 into it. They broke the windows out. It was burnt out. No big deal. I could fix anything. I was in my early 30s at the time. Fast forward, I got a water bill 2 months in a row for $1,100. So I went and go talk to the tenants trying to figure out what's going on. And to find out somebody's running a car wash on the side of my building.
Oh, wow.
And apparently he ran the neighborhood too, and basically told me it was going to happen if I cut the water off there. Basically said he's going to burn the place down.
That's what he said?
happened. Yeah. I came back a week later. I put a lock on the water. All the windows are busted in. Part of the building burnt. I gave up. I was a motivated seller and I moved on with my life. I learned that there's certain problems you can't fix in society as much as you want it. And I would like to fix it, but I would have had to fix the entire block to fix it. So it's challenging. Like sometimes you got to know like what fights to fight. So if you go too low, it's just a lot of drama. And there's a lot of like if a dog chases you or you're constantly picking up drug needles, I didn't get into wholesaling to do that. And I had to remind myself. I didn't get into wholesaling, so I had to carry a gun everywhere I went either.
Wow.
Probably shouldn't say that on here, but like, so here's a rule of thumb is if you drive there at night and you would be okay driving there at night, it's a good area to go. If you're concerned about going there at night, do not be investing your future there.
Right. I was thinking the Orlando market, but not exactly Orlando, maybe like the outsides, as in Seminole County, Sanford, Deltona. What do you think about those areas?
I know Sanford well. I spent a lot of time there as a kid. Just do your research. So use the technique I already showed you. Just like reverse engineer, get on wholesalers list in that area, look on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, and find the area codes that are hot. Like I have people do it to me all the time. So I do the same thing. So is it cheating? If you put it out there, it's public record. There's nothing wrong with it. So I don't want to go out and spend money to figure that out. So if I find like 8 or 9 deals in one area and I like the price point, I like the area, go for it. But like do your homework, do your prospecting ahead of time. Because once you start spending A, your money, and B, your time, you can't get it back. And time's more important than money. Money, you can always, you're going to make plenty of it. How old are you?
20 years old.
So let me ask you, do your parents like know what you're doing with wholesaling or?
Yeah. I mean, they don't really believe in it right now because they're more like traditional, corporate
dude,
people.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, I'm just going for it.
Guys, just so you guys understand, the only reason Zach sits in front of you today is because I showed him an alternative lifestyle than what we standardly put up with. And I'm here to tell you, Joaquin, you can have anything you want in the world. Like this, like settle, like get a job, call it a day. It's BS. I got no problem with college. I think you look at college as an extension of your education.
Yeah.
You have to look at it that way, especially in the business world, because you could take that time and probably build a business and get a much better ROI. But here's what I tell people. If you're in college, great. My son, Zach, went to the University of Florida only because he got a full ride and he got his AA degree while he was in high school because his mother pushed him to do it. And I didn't want to have any regrets. I go do it, make some friends, have fun. He came home within a year and it's like, I'm just going to bang it out. But he had everybody in his dorm room, like cold calling. He got everybody on a pay plan. He had the entire business running. And I proved him like he did it while he was wrestling in high school and he did it while he was in college. He's like, I don't want to stop doing this. I just want to keep pushing. So it's the only reason he's in front of you just because I showed him an alternative lifestyle. So I know you feel like you're fighting an uphill battle.
Yeah.
The best way to prove people wrong is just keep going. So I didn't start till I was 33. Dude, you're so far ahead. So like when you look like, you guys, we got to stop saying saturated and competitive. You just got to find a way to break through the wall or pick another market and go in. Because I find when people go, well, this market's saturated, then it becomes an excuse for every market. At some point, Excuses are not going to pay your bills. They're not going to get you the freedom you need to do. Dude, you're so far ahead where most kids start. Just have fun at school, like learn the stuff, finance, accounting, anything like that. Economics is okay, although that's changed. And just move forward with your life. Your best years are not in college. I'm telling you right now, if that's your mentality, you've given up in life. You can have a good time in college. It shouldn't be your best years. When you're in your 30s and 40s, you're going to you can see the fruits of your labor. So anybody's put in this business, like when I bought my initial property, I look back now, like they pay my old salary. And at the time it was a nightmare. Like I was like, what am I doing this for? This is crazy. I'm paying all these. And now properties are worth 2 and 3 times. And wholesaling, I did it because I minimized my risk. I was able to make cash. And now that I'm older, I can take that cash and buy assets and completely protect me and my family. And that way I don't have to work. People always ask, Rick, why don't you just do coaching full time? To be honest with you, here's the God honest the truth. I just enjoy my freedom, man. I enjoy like doing this stuff, and I can help more people out for free than I could ever charge them. And if that business model changes, it changes. But like we have a different path in how we're doing it. And that's why I'm connecting with you.
Right.
People like, it makes no sense why you do this for free. I'm like, you'll figure it out in the long run. I promise everyone will figure out in the long run what me and Zach are doing.
Yeah,
because we don't follow.
I
Because we don't follow the
this.
traditional path. It's like we get vilified. I just find that kind of funny. Like, I don't care. People want to choose that. Like, knock yourself out. I paid for a ton of coaching. Some of it good, a lot of it bad. I'm brutally honest. There's a lot of people have no idea what they're doing out there. And it gets very, I've noticed it gets very trendy. And if somebody's like super trendy, I get nervous because they attract a lot of people. And I've been in this business 20 years. You know how many people I've seen come and go? It's like a floodgate. It's the same thing every time.
Oh,
I
remember
remember
Zach has his debate tonight.
Yeah, I think, so you guys know it's Zach's debate. Like, Zach is a man, he stands on his own, and I support him as his father. I will give you my thoughts. I'm just going to let the two parties that are speaking, let their get points across, because I'm not going to get, first of all, I'm a little bit biased. Like, give me a break, dude. I'm his father, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I'm somewhat biased. So I'm trying to be fair about it. I don't know the other person personally, and I'm giving everyone the benefit of the doubt. So he's going to do it. I think it's actually going to help everybody in the community and shed some light on it. And remember, we're in a room where people aren't just agreeing, yes, yes, yes. You can ask questions and question people. The question is like how people go about it. I get it. The one thing I've learned in this business, the hard way, just I have to leave my ego at the door because it doesn't always serve me. And I know that. And like, we're men, we always want to be right. It's terrible. And so, yeah, Zach will talk. He'll tune into it. It's really, honestly, I think it's good. I think people are like, a lot of people don't understand Zach. And so I think this is kind of his moment to kind of show like who he is. The interesting thing is, why does it have to get to this point to get on a show like that? Like, honestly, we wouldn't get the time of day like past that. So I'm hoping something good comes out of it. But so those of you like, hey, why isn't it Rick? Because it's not me. It's like, Zach is his own person. He lives on his own. He pays his own bill. I teach my children to be self-sufficient, independent, free thinkers. And me and Zach don't always agree on everything, but let me tell you what, there's a reason I'm in business with him. He's very good at what he does. And he's still learning. He's 22. Let me tell you, at 22, I was clueless, dude. All I did was drink, party, had a good time, chase girls. Dude, this kid's been studying for this since he's like 12. Like, so I'm telling you, he's a big boy. He's independent. And I wish more young men would do what my son's doing, what you're doing, what everybody on this channel is, because you're fighting for a future. You cannot depend on these companies to take care of you guys. And as an industry and wholesaling, we all agree we need help. I agree. The question is how we get help. And I think that's what they're going to talk about tonight. So
that'll be interesting. So I have one last question, then I'll be out.
Go ahead.
Of here. So if I'm going virtual, I'm assuming it'll be beneficial to work with an agent or in the area that I'm.
So first of all, you got to research your laws on what market you're going to pick. Okay.
Right.
I'm not a lawyer. I don't sit here and debate. Like it's not that I don't have time, but I prefer to deliver content that's going to help you guys out. If I sit here and tell you what's legal and not legal all day, dude, it's literally a full-time job. Like, I don't know how people, it's even hard to get the information because every state seems to operate independently. So first, you and you only, you have to read the rules. The best way is go to whatever does regulation of licenses and read the rules there. Because a lot of people are like, okay, well, I want to wholesale in Utah. I gotta tell you, it's confusing where to even start. It's like, okay, where do I start? So in Florida, I start with where they do licensing and I read the rules. And they'll have a department for real estate. And then you read the rules. Here's a little secret, guys. A lot of states already have laws on the books you don't even know about. And a lot of this legislation just helps enforce the laws. So I don't want to go somewhere where they like, they're just going to like, once you do the second deal, you need a license. Here's my theory on licenses. I'm not going to sit here and debate this all day. If you got to get a license, get one. Only get it if you have to, because it costs money. There's so many things like you got to be sponsored by a broker. They're going to have requirements. They're going to want to underwrite some of your deals. They have the right to ask you questions.
So I'm not specifically saying for me to get a license, but like working with one in the area.
So it's always good to work with one.
Like a walkthrough or something. I'm not there, so I need someone to do that for me.
Yeah. So I like to hire aspiring realtors to help take pictures and help price out a property until I can figure out a market. And how you go about finding that person, just try to find, they always say investor friendly, but remember, don't waste, realtors don't want to work for free. Like it's annoying. Like you don't want to work for free, they don't. So make sure you do a relationship. A lot of times, so I don't feel obligated to the realtor, I'll just pay him like $50 or $75, take a picture and give me a BPO.
Right.
So a BPO
is approaching them.
What's that?
How would you go in approaching them?
Just be honest with them, have a conversation with them, and be authentic. Don't give them your like slick BS, like, hey, I'm flipping 400 houses this year. So many of us in this business have like, we try to create this persona that we're bigger than we are. If you just be authentic in yourself, you'd get so much further. I don't need you to be Rick. I'm not going to be Wakan. Do what you're best at. I promise you, you have a superpower. You just got to bring it. Some people are funny and they make you crack up all day. Some people are just very charismatic. Some people just know how to be like real with people. So find out what your power is. Hey, guys, if you don't know what your power is, ask your parents, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever it is. Ask them, if you had to pick one thing, what am I best at? And do not steer them. And it might shock the crap out of you. And like, go with it. Like, they know you better than anybody. If somebody's known you 20 years and they go, Joaquin, you're the funniest guy I ever met. Like, start it out with a joke. Like, it's just, don't be offensive about it and just connect with them. So I would start in any type of like Facebook groups, social media groups. And once you find a person, the beauty of social media is you can go back and look at their history over like the last year or two and see if what they said adds up. Are they posting investing properties? Are they working with other investors? And stuff like that. Listen, you're going to have to kiss a lot of frogs to find the right one. That's just how it is. It's a numbers game with realtors.
Yeah, of course.
We have this like wholesaler against realtor, and you just got to get past that argument because it's tired and old.
Yeah.
The realtors that don't understand wholesalers, they don't want to understand them, so don't waste your time explaining it, and vice versa. So
it's about adding values both ways.
Yeah, you got it, man. Just keep going. You're on the right path. Just kind of keep going, and then your job is to prove everybody wrong. And by the way, getting an education is not going to kill you. Just like the person working a full-time job. I worked a full-time job in wholesaling because I had to support a family. I made a lot of wrong choices. And I know people can relate on the show. And it doesn't matter where you start, it's where you finish, guys. So you are so far ahead of the game. So just jump on it. Take advantage of it. Your best time's not in college. It's going to be in your 30s, 40s. God, imagine when you're an old man like me, you're going to be like, you're killing it because you got such a huge head start on someone like me. But so does everybody else. So you're going to have to up your game and make it happen. So
right.
Okay,
right,
bud.
well, that'll be it.
Keep us in tune. We're on every week. So
all right. Appreciate it, man.
Okay, guys. Okay, guys. So I'm going to go through kind of like, I got like 15 minutes here. So we're going to go to one question specifically. Let's get it done. I want to help out as many people as I can. And then we'll go from, remember guys, we got all the lives this week. So I'm going to bring my man Dylan on because this guy is like the picture of persistence. But Dude, he's even got my USF Bulls on. Like he's really pushing, like he needs some. So I went to the University of South Florida for my finance degree, but we didn't have a football team for full disclosure. So I'm going to limit you to one question, Dylan, and remember, you got dad, not Zach. So Dylan's very good at working with my son on like operational stuff. So what you got? I can't hear you, bud. Oh, hold on.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. Shoot.
Oh, hello.
Shoot.
Can you?
Yeah, I
Okay,
can hear you.
so real quick, I have a sell. Perfect. I have a seller who has said that he lives with his mom. Unfortunately, his mom has severe dementia. They started to have hospice come to the house and take care of her multiple times per week. I talked to the person. He says he wants to sell, but every time I talk to him, he's so overwhelmed with everything. He has no idea even what the first step would be. The house is in his name, but I'm not too sure. I don't know what to say to like offer as some type of solution to get the ball rolling. Every time I talk to him, he wants to sell. He's in distress. Obviously, he's dealing with his mom's situation, but he has no idea where to begin moving forward. And do you have any idea how I can?
So this is a perfect fit for you. So those guys don't know Dylan. He's extremely persistent, just got his teeth kicked in the first few months. And I will tell you, he has the gift of gab. So he knows it. So you're perfect for this scenario. By the way, this is the norm. This is the norm of deals. People think, here's my house. I make 50 grand. No, you're going to work for this one. So the easiest thing to do when somebody's overwhelmed, and God knows I've felt overwhelmed before, is you have to break it down in steps for him. So have you met with him in person yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay. So the first step is set up a meeting and get them comfortable with you. I find something like this in person and just get to know them. Like, you don't even have an agenda. Just say, all I want to do is meet you, take a quick look at the house, and then we can find the first step in trying to solve this issue for you. That's it. Don't go over the contract. Don't do everything. Just do that. And he's going to give you guidance he's going to tell you all the time, guys. A motivated seller go, I'm just overwhelmed. This is just too much for me. I can't deal with it. Your job as a wholesaler, real estate investor, whatever you want to call you, is to go, hey, listen, I understand you. I'm here for you. I've walked countless people through this. Let me help you get started. The best way you can do is get them used to you first. They're going to throw up all over you. You better have a bib ready. And you're just going to have to like take the 2-hour shame walk. This is how you get like really good deals. And you got to take the time.
Yeah.
And they will tell you in that meeting what they can tolerate in the first step. And so like when you do that meeting, the goal before you leave that meeting is find out what's the first step. Can I put a contract together? Do you want me to bring in an attorney to review it with you? Like whatever you want to do. But you got to find out what they can tolerate with the first step. And then be prepared for 2 or 3 more meetings after that.
As far as that first step, is concerned, do you have any like suggestions, any recommendations on things that I can propose that this person can start doing, which will get him closer to being able to sell the house? Maybe say, hey, have you looked at putting her into an elder care facility? Have you looked into, I don't know, is there anything that you know that would be a good suggestion? That's because the guy doesn't know, like he has a problem.
So why does he want to sell is my question.
I guess every time I ask that question, he says that he goes back to his mom, that his mom's sick and his mom, I think he needs some money to take care of her. He just basically goes back to his mom is near the end of her life.
Okay. So as a man that just went through this exact scenario myself and Zach, you got to do what's right for the family. So you got to think back like if it was your mom and stuff like that. So
of course, that's what I want to do.
But but like I'm not a medical expert, so you got to slow down and kind of go. He needs the money from the house to take care of his mom, but he's overwhelmed trying to find her a facility. So what you can do is you can bring other people in to help you give guidance on what it is. But remember, it's not your decision. You cannot make that decision for them. It's too much. A, it's too much of a liability, and B, it's a family issue. You have to be there when they're ready to sell and let them know you're 100%.
Of course.
So it might take some time. I'm just going to, like, sometimes you've got to give people time. So many wholesalers are so quick to get a contract, they stop being a human being. So if you have to plant a seed and come back in 6 months.
Yeah.
So I'm just telling you, just go in, open up to the problem.
Yeah.
Understand what his issues are and say, listen, you're there to reinforce them. When we decide to sell this, I'm 100% your buyer, and I'll give you as much time as you need in this process. I want to see this as successful for your mom. I get what you're trying to do. Have him explain what he's trying to accomplish and take that weight off his chest. And then you can give him some baby steps to move forward. This is going to take time. By the way, I waited 4 years for a deal once.
Okay.
So the biggest deals I ever did. And all I did was follow up every 6 months. Family was fighting and I moved on.
Yeah. I can follow up, and I've been following up and just be ready for when he decides he wants to sell. I just didn't know if there was anything I could do to like help this person who wants to sell, but they just don't know what to do to take the first step. And to be honest, I'm kind of out of ideas on what to propose this person can do.
You're overthinking. Just sit down. Just sit down.
Direction that they want to go.
Just sit down and meet with him. Ask him what he wants to accomplish, because he doesn't know how to accomplish it. And then you can help him with baby steps to move forward, and it'll re-solidify your rapport. And when the time is right, you will be the guy to buy the house. Remember, you guys in wholesaling, you've got to think long play. So many people want that quick strike home run. I'm telling you, man, it's not super sexy, but deals like this, I do all the time because I wait everybody out. I'm in it for the long run. And if you're a decent human being, you want what's right for them. And if you can help somebody out and solve a problem and make money and take care of your family, that's what you got in the wholesaling for. Bottom line. So do what's right in your heart, and I promise you it'll work out for you, Dylan.
Yeah.
That's it.
Thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate it. Hey, Zach, I'm looking forward to your live at 7. Also, Rick, I got my bachelor's at USF in finance as well. I got a bachelor's in finance as well.
We'll have to compare. Yeah, well, I was both. I was way back. Okay, we'll talk
we
about
had a football team when I went there, but we didn't really have a football team.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much for everything. Zach, looking forward to seeing you at 7, and you guys take care. Okay, see you on the next one.
Okay,
Thanks.
awesome.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay.
I literally feel like a cannon right now. I'm going to shoot out and
I'm ready to squeeze one question, or
I'm pumped. Let's squeeze one question. Then we got
you pick it.
We got to wrap it up because
guys, we're gonna do one more. Let's make it short and sweet so we can help everybody out. And you guys, dude, we do these lives all the time. Like, this isn't like a one-time event. We love lives.
Russian Eskimo,
the best way to interact.
Zach got a head start. All of us on this channel are lucky to be here. No, you're wrong.
The Russian Eskimo.
We're lucky to have you on here.
Yeah.
I will tell you one thing. We are in everyone's debt today to be on here.
What's up, David?
You know David?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Oh, is that
That's David.
I know David.
David's
I know David. Guy. What's up, David? I think everyone's on here for some reason. There's a lot of people on this live.
No, it's cool, man.
Be interesting. Cool. I just wanted to say hi to Jared today. Hello, Jared. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. But all I really got to say today is Macho Man's here. I'm ready to go. Got Charles HBHS on here. We've had him on the podcast. I think everyone's on here. I'm excited to go. All I can say is I'm ready. I'm going to do what's right for the wholesaling people, and I am ready. Guys, I'm going to do what's best for this business. I'm telling you right now, we're ready to go. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Are you pumped up?
Dude,
we're ready to go. The cream of the crop. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Woo! I'm jacked up, guys. So if you're ready to go, you're ready to see what's right for the wholesaling industry, I will see you soon, guys. Remember, I do this for the people that have no voice in this industry. We talk for you guys. No one else gives you a voice. We're here to give you that voice. We're here to help you out. I don't want your money. I want to help the people out. This industry has blessed my life. Where would you be without this industry right now? You would be an enterprise rent-a-car right now working 70, 80, 90 hours a week.
Behind a cubicle.
I'd be scrubbing toilets right now if it wasn't for this industry when I had no money. So I'm telling you right now, my life has been changed from wholesaling real estate. Your life has been changed from wholesaling real estate. You can provide the life, provide the time to help the people out and provide value for your family. That's what I do it for. We are all about family. Guys, you are all my family. I'm here to debate for the family here to help the people out. Guys, you've been abandoned from these gurus. I'm here to wipe the floor. I'm ready to change everyone's life. Guys, let's go. I want 2 claps and a Ric Flair from everyone. Woo! I'm ready to go, guys.
I think I'm going to go take a nap, guys, because I'm a little bit older. So
let's go. I'm pumped. Let's go,
guys. I appreciate you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to continue to receive the absolute best up-to-date information on wholesaling to get your first $100,000.
That's it, guys. All I'm going to do from the next 30 minutes is play Conor McGregor walkout music. That's all I'm doing. I'm ready to go.
Okay,
I'm jacked.
guys.
Let's go.